Well, hello, everybody. For the last time and the first time this season, I welcome you to a season premiere of Project Athena. Uh, Purposefully, season four's premiere of Project Athena, as I get my notes in my head straight, as I am going to take my beloved Olympians on one final ride, as everything that we have done in the 3 seasons prior come forward into this final season. And as Chad is here watching with us, I will make sure to let you know first, chat, that you may still interact with this show as you have in the past, but if you look down at the donation tables that are now plaqued upon the graphics, you will see that the critical success option has been removed. Advantages are still there, the ability to give temporary one-time use boons are still there, the ability to do several other things to aid or challenge the party, it's still there. But as I was just telling the party in the green room, now is the time for the stories to be told. We say by the dice, but I don't mean it this season. The story of the Olympians will be told by the Olympians. I am in the front row with all of you watching. I want to see how this story ends more than anything I've ever wanted in my narrative life. I love these characters more than I love most of the human beings I encounter on a daily basis floating around this mud ball. And the players behind these characters, it goes without saying, are my family. So without any type of malice and without any type of predetermined murder in my heart, I will now, for the last time for a season premiere, hand it off to Lauren. Lauren, how are you doing? And welcome to the beginning of the end.
Hi, I'm very calm, and I'm also Lauren. That's Salty Ginger over on Twitter. I go by many names on this channel. Smorgasbord of Violence, Lover of Showers, Oracle Fucker. But tonight I am just Miss Sabella Ives, about as esoteric an antiquarian bookstore in the beautiful Lower East Side of Manhattan. Or I was. Who she is, I don't really know, but I'm always excited to find out. And I think, just for posterity's sake, fuck you, Greg.
I will accept it. I will take it much like a beloved Christmas card is received later in the year. Cherish it, pin it up on the wall, and every time I leave the house, I will look lovingly at the fuck you, Greg, and go about my day with a lighter step. And so as I cross over to Strider, I will ask my buddy how he is doing, who he will be playing, and welcome to the beginning of the end.
I'm approaching this session with a bittersweet feeling of chagrined optimism. I'm happy to see how far we've come and this community and chat we've built, but dude, this last season premiere we're gonna do, so I'm happy, I'm sad, and I'm playing Elijah Sawyer, smooth talking con man. It's been a while, so he's gonna have to be practicing his accent. He's escaped stickier situations before, so I'm not intimidated at all.
Nice, my friend. As with the sticky situations well in hand, we are now going to jump straight down below you to someone who is actually nowhere near the rest of the group when we start. Perhaps he's free, we should all say. Steve, who will you be playing tonight? And welcome my brother to the beginning of the end.
Thank you, Geech. I love you. It will never tell you to go fuck yourself. So, having said that, I play Dwight Burke, sniper. I echo Strider's sentiments about, bittersweet feelings about this. And, I've loved every minute of it. I love all the people I play with. We are family, and I am ready for this. So let's do it. And I love the chat too. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
All right, so with loves aplenty flying around here, we will go down now to Chaos Incarnate, that also happens to play Kate. But Allison, how are you doing today? And I already spilled the beans that you'll be playing Kate, but please tell us about Kate, and I would like to welcome you, my friend, to the beginning of the end.
Greg, that is the sweetest thing you have ever said about me. I'm touched. I'm touched. Hey everybody, it's Allison. I play Caitlin Jane O'Callahan, aviatrix extraordinaire, princess of the skies, America's flying sweetheart. And I got a couple of thoughts here as we get started. Thanks so much for giving me the platform, Greg. First off, this whole thing with no crits, all I think that says is that the combination of the Olympians and chat was too much for you to handle. And I appreciate you just admitting that up front. I mean, I think it takes a big man to admit how small he is sometimes. And so I just want to give you credit for that. And when it comes to Kate, look, Kate's a bird of prey. And the very worst thing you can do to a bird of prey is put her in a cage. So I don't know what we're going to see tonight. I'm more than a little bit nervous. I'm really nervous. I just hope everything's okay and we haven't blown up anything important before it's all over. No promises, though.
No promises, right? And the zingers are flying, and I certainly appreciate all of those and don't take them to heart whatsoever. As we,
we love you. We love you. We love you so much.
As we continue on to our Doctor Extraordinaire, the scientist with the mostest between the earists, Lindy, who will you be playing? And welcome, my dear friend, to the beginning of the end.
Thanks, Greg. I'm going to be playing Dr. Greta von Kraus. She's in a real interesting headspace right now, so I guess we're just gonna have to play it out, and we'll all find out how she feels at the same time, because I don't know. We'll see what happens. How this whole scientist lab arrest. We got us under lab arrest. We'll see how that goes for her and everything else. And I just want to know what happens. So let's go.
Absolutely. And because we are spread over the globe, we have we're in different areas, let's just say, and we have many different things to do in different sections of this planet of ours in 1933. I am going to place the following rules into this session. At certain times, I will ask certain members of the incarcerated group to remove their headphones, as having information privy to what the other prisoners are either doing or going through wouldn't really be fair. Now, of course, you can always go back through and rewatch the VOD and figure all these things out as technology enables you to do so, but in the heat of the moment when you're ready to make a decision, I need your character and the player behind them to go with their gut and not necessarily with any type of meta-knowledge, which of course you wouldn't use anyway, but I am going to put it into play regardless. In addition, I've already told chat how you can help out. I will also tell chat that the current date in our narrative is Friday, October 13th, 1933. Our group is spread over the globe. We have Dwight, played by Steve, in Jerusalem. We have the remainder of the group in Britain, as they have been incarcerated for the murder of Quentin Shapiro. Now, before we get into exactly what's happening with our captives, I would like to get into what's happening with our soldier, as roughly a week has passed since the end of the final season, the murder of Quentin Shapiro and the incarceration of everyone, but also the disappearance of one Dwight Burke. And Steve, I'd like you to tell everybody what were the circumstances that led to Dwight disappearing. Not in a sense that he just left the group, but in a literal sense that he vanished from sight. What happened to him?
Brother James had come along and he told Dwight that he had a mission for him, and Dwight he has probably believed for 4 seasons now that they're put together for a reason. Something has to be stopped. He believes that Dwight is an end goal kind of person. So he feels like there's something that needs done. Brother James gave him some sort of direction, something he's been looking for instead of just running. And he took it. And he found himself in Jerusalem, I suppose. That's where he's supposed to be. And he was given a bullet to kill someone. If he's in 33, he's probably trying to set up. He knows it's under British rule. So he has some people that speak English. He would definitely try to find a guide. You know, he has. I mentioned something to you through the week about having 2 rubies that I pulled from a snake eyes in what was it, Bolivia, Borneo, one of them places we were in. And he was probably would give the first one to find a guide, probably a lower life kind of person, somebody that is probably desperate. He wouldn't go for like a British agent. He would go for a street person, and then he would offer the one after he's done. He would get I believe it's an emerald. I'm not sure what they were, emeralds, I think. He would offer that afterwards. So someone that can get him around the city.
Okay, well, I will tell you this. As you disappear from the Isle of Britain and you reappear in the decidedly warmer climate of Jerusalem, a week or thereabouts has also passed for Dwight Burke. And as we cut to Dwight Burke, we see 2 figures as they creep through the streets of Jerusalem. They are garbed in the quote-unquote native dress. There are long, almost neck to ankle robes on with head wraps and a scarf obscuring everything from the eyes down on both of these figures. And as they creep through a residential section of Jerusalem, up ahead on the 2nd floor, up a rickety wooden handmade staircase, there is a soft glow of a kerosene lamp coming from inside. And Dwight, at this time, your guide that was given to you by Brother James did not accompany you to Jerusalem. He vanished when you did, never to reappear. But this man who identified himself as a member of a religion, the Brotherhood of the Cruciformed Sword, and he presented himself as a Catholic warrior. His name is Ratan, and he has led you throughout the city as you try to figure out exactly who Brother James sent you here to eradicate. And with the clues and the hints that had been left by Brother James, you have arrived at an elder's house, this house on the 2nd floor, who is supposed to give you the name, the location, and any information available on your target. But the streets are cold, the streets are empty, and for the first time and the last time in a season of Project Athena, I will ask an Olympian, what do you do?
Well, I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to do a spot hidden. Anything around me, listen, check. Dwight is definitely on alert, so I would probably try to make two, a listen and a spot hidden check.
Go right ahead.
Right off jump. I'll just roll them both. I haven't even looked yet.
Okay, success on both of those as you are able to look and, see around the area. You hear nothing other than distant ambient sounds of the city of Jerusalem. And as you look around, you don't see anything that would indicate it's just urban noise. In the background, you see a boy rushing off to dinner. You see a man bringing home what looks to be a bundle for... This is a residential area, so people are returning home from work, returning home from a day's labor, but you don't see anything that kind of notes or pricks your sniper's instinct, and the soldier in you gives you the all clear.
Okay, so is there any military presence around it? We passed military presence, like British officers, stations, points, and stuff like that to get to this point?
As a general reference for the city of Jerusalem right now, you do see a lot of British soldiers. However, this is a 1933 that is still an international community, especially here in what is essentially North Africa still. And you see a tremendous amount of Italian, and a tremendous amount of German soldiers that are also in this area, as Africa is still, especially the disputed areas for waterways and potential harbors, still very much a business to run a country. And you have seen quite a surprising amount of non-British infantry and military.
Dwight would kind of lean into Raton. Are you sure this is where we're supposed to go?
He pulls down his mask, revealing a very thick mustache and a rough beard beneath it. Yes, this is the place. I've watched it. There's nothing here. No one else coming and going but the people in the neighborhood. He pulls his mask back up.
So we are to meet this person on the second floor of this building.
To get your information to fulfill Brother James's task.
And, I hate to ask questions. It's been a week. I'm assuming that Dwight has probably asked Raton numerous questions over the week on, what has been going on. Why is he here? How does he know James? So I'll forego all that for right now.
We will say this too. If we want to hand wave all of this, I will give you what the basis would be. I would assume that there would be psychology rolls. I will assume that you succeeded on all of those. Raton seems to be absolutely trustworthy. He has given you enough proof and credentials to make you believe that he is not only a believer in the Catholic Church, but that he has intimate knowledge of Brother James and his organization. It's not something that Dwight would have entered into lightly. He never would have just said, oh, sure, you must be here. So I would have already assumed that you have vetted this guy, and any information that you need along the city, Raton can provide for you. But you've been here enough to notice that it's just more of an international city than you were originally led to believe.
Okay. What kind of weapons does Raton have?
You've seen that he has a long knife, and he also has a pistol of German make.
Okay. So Dwight will kind of are we at the door, or do we have to get to the door?
You are across the street in an alleyway. Looking across, you can see that there looks like the glow of a kerosene lamp in the window of the second floor of this place, up a rickety staircase that almost looks like a fire escape along the front of the building.
And that looks like the only way to get to this spot.
It appears to be. You can look for another place if you'd like.
No, Dwight will go for the staircase. He's like, all right, I'm going to go in. I want you to stay here and cover me.
He was getting up to go with you, but yeah. Oh, okay. And he stands there and kind of hunkers down behind.
I'll signal to you for you to come in once I get up there.
I will, if I see anything, I will signal you.
Okay.
Are you creeping up the stairs? Are you trying to be stealthy? Or are you just walking up with purpose?
No, I'll be stealthy.
Okay, then roll for me.
He's not gonna he's not going to be creeping up the wall in case, you know what I mean? But he's going to try to, not make as little noise as he can. How's that?
Sure, absolutely.
Hard success.
And so you do as you slip across through the shadows. Again, the wrap goes up above the nose of Dwight Burke as he is just another citizen of Jerusalem. As he creeps across, seemingly knows which of the steps would betray him with a creak, as he skips, jumps, doubles up on one, and then is able to ascend this staircase without any type of betrayal. And you are at the open door, where you see a very old man with a long gray beard, seemingly sitting before a kerosene lamp and several candles as he reads from a large book.
Dwight kind of gives Raton the, he can come across. And Dwight walks in. Hello.
You see Raton slip across. He basically stations himself at the bottom of the steps.
Okay. Hello, sir.
The man starts and turns around and sees you and looks quizzically because he does not recognize you.
Now, would I haven't said this? Would would Talon tell me that this person potentially would know him? You know what I mean? Does he know of James, or is this just a contact?
This contact is supposed to be aware of your arrival, and he was also told that you were an American. But in your current disguise, it's very difficult to tell nationality
Okay.
or ethnicity. Yeah.
My name is Dwight Burke. I'm an American. I've been told that you know I'm coming.
Yes, yes. And he ushers you in. Make a spot hidden for me.
Oh, barely a success.
You get close to him before you realize that, and you didn't notice it at all when you approached or from the door, but the clothing that the man is wearing, while loose and kind of draped over him, it's stuck to him in spaces of heat or spots of heat as he appears to be perspiring profusely. Yes,
Does he have water? I mean, do I see water around that I could give him some water?
Yeah, you see that there's a kind of a jug, a pitcher full of water. It's, room temperature, but in Jerusalem at this time right now, it's not super warm in the evening. It's actually rather pleasant. And so,
I mean, does he look well fed? Does he look like he needs a meal or something? Something like I can pull out like some bread or something that maybe an apple.
This is his home, so it appears to be stocked with food and water.
Okay. I've been sent here for a mission by Brother James, sir. What is your name?
Yes, my name is Salah. And he just pushes an envelope across the table to you, and when he pulls his fingers back, you see that there are 3 almost fingerprints of dampness that are left on the kind of off-white tan envelope.
What's he reading?
You can't tell. What languages do you speak?
Probably none. I would say, that's probably.
It's not English.
Hey, it ain't English. Okay. Doesn't look like the Bible or anything like that.
There's no English kind of subtitle on the cover or anything that would indicate what exactly are the contents of the tome.
All right, Dwight picks up the envelope. And he says, should I open it here or do you want me to leave? Does he seem afraid?
You can roll me a psychology.
Fail.
You can't really tell.
Okay.
You can read it here, of course. And he indicates a chair that is beside a table that looks as if it's something where correspondence is written. You may take it if you wish.
Yeah, he'll take it. He'll go sit down. He'll sit down for a second and kind of rip it open, or whatever he needs to do.
It's something very kind of hastily scrawled across this plain piece of parchment. It indicates a location outside the city of Jerusalem. Just by your brief and kind of week-long knowledge of the area, you're pretty sure it's out by one of the archaeological excavation sites. The other thing that you are given is
east, west, north, south.
Yeah, it says the directions from the city, which is due south from the city of Jerusalem. Less than a day's travel. You could probably get there in just 2 or 3 hours by car.
Hello.
And then also, whenever you look through, you see this location.
My connection's going crazy.
Can you hear us, bud?
Hello.
Can you hear us? Okay. What we'll do is if Steven, can you hear me, bud? If Steven cannot hear us, what we'll do is we'll wait for him to come back, and then with that, we will leave Jerusalem for right now, as we in turn go back to the Isle of Britain as we We go into a laboratory that is
Hello.
currently in
I can-
various states of
Yeah, I know.
in states that are in various there's workings and information and equations over every piece of chalkboard surface, and we see two people working there. One, a young man, thin, gaunt of face, by the name of Oppenheimer, and we see another one, a German national, blonde of hair, and the very depiction of Aryan superiority, if such a thing exists. As we see Dr. Greta von Krause, these two beings are working towards the destruction of the world. But as of right now, it's all just numbers. And as lunchtime rolls around, Oppenheimer will take the food given to you all by a British officer as they drop off stew and whatever you would order. This is something that isn't just prescribed meals, it's something that you can have. And as you take the table, Lindy, I'd like you to describe Greta, a Greta that is currently without any of her possessions. She has her clothing, but anything else that she may have possessed before, all of her little trinkets, her hypo spray, they're no longer here.
Yeah, Greta, she's not sleep deprived, even though she's been working like 18-hour days, because that was her normal work schedule before joining up with the Olympians. So she's really used to that. She's pretty much calculated the optimum amount of sleep she needs to function at like peak efficiency for like the longest amount of time. But she's less emotional than usual. Yeah, I know, weird. She's very just straight-faced, deadpan, to the point. No extra like engaging in conversation, just very detached, unless it has to do with what their project is or what they're working on.
Okay. And so as they would take the table, Oppenheimer would look over at you. I heard something, as he kind of speaks over his sandwich as he's eating. Yeah, they're gonna send you back to Germany.
Sehr what?
I heard them say that they were going to send you back to Germany.
Is my work insufficient?
No, I believe the German government has requested you. They have accused you of crimes, and the British government, from what I've heard, Doctor, I don't believe they want to start a fight over you.
Dankeschön for the information. Germany is not very happy since defecting, should I say. I hoped my scientific contributions would be enough to stay, but apparently not.
They are fantastic, and I will tell them that I cannot proceed with what I am doing without you. Perhaps we can buy you a few days? I know that you are here against your will, but is there anyone that you can call? Any person that can help you? Perhaps a magistrate, an attorney?
I want to psychology check him, just because it's Greta. She's
Sure.
always analyzing. So, it's a success.
Okay, so yes, as you succeed on your psychoanalysis of Dr. Oppenheimer,
Mm-hmm.
he appears genuine.
Okay. All right. Well, that's very interesting then. She'll unbutton a smidgen more then. I don't think she would think there's anybody to call. The American government hates her. The German government hates her. Her father's a war criminal. I will think on it. Not that I can recall at the moment. There are many people who are very unhappy with me currently. There might be a lawyer I could contact in the United States, potentially, but I will have to think about it.
Okay. I will just tell them we are at a crucial stage, and any type of interruption or change could set me back months. I'd hate to see you go, Doctor. We made such progress.
You are efficient. You have a mind for science. I can appreciate that in someone.
Can I get some tea? And after a few beats, when there's no answer, he leans forward into your space. Do you want me to help you escape?
Psychoanalysis this.
Sure, yeah.
Hard success.
100% genuine.
Okay.
He seems nervous as shit.
Okay. She's paranoid at this point. I would not say no to any assistance.
I do not know what I can do, but I saw the man that they have sent that is negotiating your release to Germany that has come to bring you back, and he
What does he
does
look
not
like?
look right. He's severe. I do not trust his face.
Do you know his name?
No, but I can find out. I could, maybe we can escape during the shift change when the guards leave. I'm allowed to come and go, perhaps. I don't know, could we make it that they think that you're me leaving? I've read books, this is beyond me.
If we could get some hats.
I could get a hat.
Okay. And, perhaps we could, I could work on a project, maybe, to assist me escaping. I am quite good at inventing things.
What do you need? Perhaps I can get it.
Shift change. Something that could incapacitate the guards, maybe, or as you said, maybe disguise ourselves.
Do you need your gun?
Yes. Yeah.
They are researching it. It is not here. It's in an adjoining building, but I am a VIP. I can go where I wish. Perhaps I can figure out a reason to go there.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at you and saying these things, not because he's trying to tell you what he believes is a good plan.
Uh-huh.
He is saying these things because he's looking for direction to tell
Yeah.
him it's a bad plan.
Greta's just like seeing what he's like willing to do, like how like committed into this he is. Because that's Greta. What would curious thing. A slight aside. Have you heard about any of the other companions I was with in the that I arrived with? Are they still incarcerated?
Oh, I thought that they were killed trying to escape. I thought they would do. I'm very sorry.
Oh, that's psychoanalysis.
You really believe him?
Yeah. All right. What do you think they would do if they thought I had died in a terrible accident? What would they do with my body?
Biological. If you were considered a prisoner, they would take you to the prison incinerator, or they would just give your body to your.
Germany?
I'm not positive.
Well, if it's 50-50 between the incinerator and Germany, I will not concoct a serum that would make me appear dead and wake up in a few hours. I do not wish to be incinerated in unconsciousness. I will need some chemicals to create some type of knockout gas, perhaps, to sedate any guards that are in the way. And my syringe would be very helpful. My hypodermic needle.
Okay. Yeah, I could get that. I could try.
If not, I could make one fairly quickly if you got me some materials.
I will do whatever you wish. Do you want me to?
I'll make you a
materials?
list. And she just pulls, gets a napkin and...
I understand that there's going to be a very detailed list here, but this is a point where you have to tell Oppenheimer what you would like him to do. Do you want him to bring you the materials to create a new gun, or do you want him to try to get your old gear?
How long do I think it would take to make a new gun?
How long did it take you before? I mean, you know the blueprints and things like that, but these are specialty parts that you have. I would say the better part of a week or two.
Okay, so yeah, probably just get any old equipment and supplies that she had on her.
Okay, so he is set to task.
And any vials she had on her as well. If they had because she had a bunch of serums and some vials that she knew what they were labeled, but other people probably wouldn't. So any of her old vials.
Right. Okay, so
she'll specifically describe the one that the plague was in.
Do you tell him it is?
No.
You don't tell him it's the Yellow Death. You just say that it's.
I told him not to open
wear
it
gloves,
because it's very
okay.
very delicate.
Okay. Yeah, he buys it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, and then syringes and basically any of her old supplies and materials, any of her old vials, serums, and her gun.
Because your psychoanalysis check was on this prior information, I will tell you this: as he is responding to you, it's very obvious that he's seen your stuff. He knows where it is, but he doesn't obviously have intimate access to it or the ability to just go pick it up. So he knows what he's looking for as far as your gear that's been brought in.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
And believe me, in a cloistered kind of scientific pod, it's made the rounds some of the shit that you've been carrying.
Oh, I'm sure that hand is tagged and labeled somewhere. Or Gruber's hand.
Right. Okay, so as he kind of gets up and he says, "I will just continue with the equations, and I will
continue with the equations," and she's gonna start, because these guards don't know what the fuck they're doing. She's gonna start some new equations. This is so bad because she thinks her friends are dead. For a yellow death bomb.
Okay, so you want to set off. Your plan is to drop the Yellow Death into the heart of Britain.
Yes.
Okay. This is season 4. Really didn't surprise me. Okay, so
just as a backup, she wants something to have a lot of leverage, because she also knows the cure, and she'll write the equations for just a handful of doses of that as well.
Yeah, everything but the active ingredient in the. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lindy, as Greta goes to work on all of this, Oppenheimer disappears for about an hour and a half. And he comes back in, and you see that he is, nervously kind of wiping his brow as he walks in, and he comes forward and he says, I saw your stuff. I think I can get it this evening, but I found the name of the man who's here. They told it to me. It's Dietrich. Joseph Dietrich.
Is that the person who is haunting my release?
He's here to take you back, this man with the severe face. And with that, we are going to cut back to Jerusalem now that we have Stephen back with us. And as we cut back, we are going to... You were inside Salah's home as you read that there is a location south of Jerusalem and that there is a name of a Thomas Kent. You can only assume that...
Kent. Okay. Name, I'm sure it doesn't ring a bell.
It doesn't. Actually, why don't you roll me a... See if we can get something special here.
Probably luck.
Nope, not for this one. Let me see. I want a... Give me a history.
You couldn't fail any worse. Wait, yeah.
Did you roll?
I
did not
did.
get it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And if you say I fail, I believe you.
Well, it doesn't. No, I was looking at the wrong thing. It's saying error.
Okay, that's fine.
I would fail. I have a 5. This is a see
Okay.
what.
So no, it does not bear any recognition to you. You can't pull it from your memory. And as you're sitting there, you hear a whistle from down on the street. And you see Salah stand up as he puts his hands up. They have my granddaughter. I am sorry. You're muted, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was
Wait,
passionate.
who has your daughter? Talk now, and he pulls out the fucking gun on him.
The old man is shaking as he just drops his head and he puts his hands up, and you can see that he is soaked through with sweat as you hear the first shot from the street level, as you recognize the blast of Ratan's gun as he opens fire on something.
Can I? All right, Dwight kind of like he pulls out. Would I have the Grand ready even? I don't even know if I would have ready. I assume I would in the streets because everybody's probably carrying around guns, potentially.
You're not allowed to carry guns around on the street, but you are able to carry just about everything else. So we can say that you just easily had it wrapped up and disguised as laundry or a bag or something of that nature. So Dwight's used to doing this type of urban warfare, so yeah, you'd have it ready.
Dwight slides to the window, like ready to look out, like he starts where the gunshots came from.
When you look out, you see Ratan running off in the opposite direction as no fewer than 24 figures in various states of both dressed in robes and dressed in more European, North American suits begin to descend on this area. And you hear Salah say from the back, "The roof. You can get away on the roof, but you must hurt me."
Dwight shoots him in the shoulder.
Roll me. I think he was
this
thinking
goes
more along the
through.
lines of a punch, but go ahead and roll
No.
firearm.
Dwight would I'm hoping this goes through here. I may have to reset on roll 20. Nope, it went. Boom.
Okay, and for 9 damage, you blast Salah as he drops dead onto the ground. He is definitely
Whatever.
not going to be thought of as a traitor now. But as the old man spins and comes to rest, he knocks over the kerosene lamp that he was reading by as it sprays and begins to ignite the pages as they lick and curl around you.
I hope I don't go to jail for this.
Well, I mean, there is a precedent that was set last.
Dwight heads for the door. Hey, is there anything I could throw on it to make the fire go worse? Like a bookshelf or something? He just tosses right onto the. Yeah, he's going to make the fire worse, and he's going to head straight for the roof.
Yeah, we'll say that you can grab some things, and also, all Olympians, you have been gifted advantage by Poseidon, as from the murky depths, Dawn has given you advantage.
My main man.
You see that there is a roof access point in the back of this area where food preparation would be. It looks more like a skylight, but you could definitely hoist yourself up on one of the tables to pull up. I'd need a climb roll.
This will. Yeah, nice, hard success.
Okay, and as you get out on the rooftop, you pull yourself up into the Jerusalem night, and very similar to the first time that you experienced the Eldritch as you were in Spain, you notice that there are loping beasts, very much like dogs, jumping from rooftop to rooftop, coming toward you. And we're going to cut away from that scene on top of the Jerusalem night as we now go back to prison. But this time we are with the man known as Elijah Sawyer. Not killed during an escape, very much alive. Elijah, you are, as guest, in a room in which you are bound behind your back in a hog-tied formation, as your legs around the ankles are also bound. There is a man walking around you, a man that you have come to know simply as Dr. Tanner. And as he walks around your position, he says, "I'm afraid they don't care about you, Mr. Sawyer, so you have been left to me. And I'm here to tell you that I have experiments aplenty for someone of your persuasion." Elijah, over the past several days, when you were initially incarcerated, you were gifted with a very humane treatment by the British soldiers and guards and police that had taken you into custody. You were told of the charges levied against you, which were murder. You were told that in all likelihood, should you be proven guilty, you would be hung. It was about 36 to 48 hours later that things began to change. As you were taken from your cell, you were escorted away. You have not seen Kate or Sabella or Greta since your incarceration. You were loaded into a closed, windowless truck and taken to this new location, a trip that lasted roughly 2 hours. Once you had been deposited here, you met Dr. Tanner, who was decidedly not nice, not humane. And I would like you to roll a d20 for me, please.
I don't like vague dice rolls.
Then you'll love this one.
18.
That's the number of hit points you are down from the beatings that you have sustained.
Oh, yay. It's like hanging out with Dwight all over again. I'm at 4 health. Yay.
I would never do that to you.
So, with the face, the handsome face of Elijah Sawyer, puffy and worn and smacked with fluids of internal saliva dripping from the corner of your mouth, with blood that is pooled both in eye and cheek, and as the bruising has settled around the ear and around the side of your head, as the blood now mats the once pristine hair in odd angles, Dr. Tanner leans down and looks into your eyes, seeing if there's anything left to break. You guys called yourselves the Olympians. Fascinating. Gods. Huh. Do you feel like a god, Mr. Sawyer?
I will admit the name might have been a little narcissistic. Oh, you're really taking me back, Doc. It's like I'm a little kid all over again. You like this job, don't you? I'ma kill you first when I get out of here.
He smiles, a perfect white smile. Oh, you may surely try. But I'm here to help you out, Mr. Sawyer. As you, of course, don't have long to live. But we have many projects and tests. And so we have received something. It was sent to you to, I guess, make you feel more comfortable. But I've brought it. I'm sure you would like to see it. Would you like to see it, Mr. Sawyer?
Oh boy, let the mind games begin.
He reaches behind him and pulls out a worn copy of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, and he sets it on the cement floor in front, the stone floor in front. Elijah Sawyer and Tom Sawyer. Could that be a coincidence? I don't believe it is. Would you like to know who sent this to you? Hearing about your incarceration, of course, before your terrible murder when you were trying to get away.
I have a guess or two.
He looks around at no one. Well, guess this is what I live for, and you are right, Mr. Sawyer. I love my job.
Let's see. Doc, probably. It's my first guess. Not all doctors are as fucked as you.
You are wrong. He looks down, and on the back of the book that he did not face to you, there seems to be kind of pinned to the back of the leather a note, and he holds it up as he's reading it. I'm looking at the name right now. It is not the doctor. Who could it be? Is it Ruth? Oh, I think it is. And what is this? Some type of address where she said return mail could be sent. I wonder if she's there. Do you think she's there? If someone were to go and knock on that door, do you think this Ruth would answer?
Listen, you son of a bitch, I got people watching that house. Now have
He cocks his
context. You don't know who I know. The people I
don't know.
work with in America.
In America? You are not in America anymore, Mr. Sawyer. You are somewhere else. But I will leave this here. He pats the book. You can look at it and wonder if Ruth is at the place from which this was sent. I'll let you know soon. And he gets up and begins to walk out.
Elijah's forehead just pressed against the floor. Doesn't have much else to say.
As once again, Chad is able to help in the situations that we have before us. Super friend of the channel, Pope Deadpool, has gifted Sawyer something. I know exactly how to do this. I'm going to change it just slightly, Pope, as we look at this. He's gone, Sawyer. What do you want to do? You're lying on your side, tied up. You're not in a chair or anything like that.
Can you describe to me the room that Elijah's in?
It is 3 walls of blank stone, no windows. It is a ceiling of equally blank stone. The 4th wall would be blank if not for the metal door with a small rectangle of bars. There is a grate that is slightly grated towards the center of the room, of the floor, presumably for you to either piss in or allow your piss to run to. And that is all.
Likelihood of being grabbed at the jail cell, probably was trying to plan some kind of escape. Was he searched again on his way in here for any contraband or little tools or anything he might have acquired while in prison?
I failed to mention that you're currently naked.
I'll take that as a no. Did he take the note from the book with him?
Apparently he did not.
Squirming and scooting over, he'll try his best to get over to the little Tom Sawyer book. See what is it this guy's talking about. Try to find any little flaws with it to convince himself it's just more mind games.
Okay, and you will eventually be able to kind of squirm your way over there, but let's go ahead and roll just a straight up strength roll to see how quickly you can get over there, as you are beat to shit.
Yeah, it's a 28. That's a success.
That's pretty quick. Yeah, so it only takes you a few moments to kind of inchworm your way over, and as you creep across this stone floor, bits of the man known as Elijah Sawyer remain behind as blood and saliva trail you as you are pulling your way along. It seems like there are cuts that will never close, not in this place. But you eventually get to the book as it is right before your face, set up on its end, almost displayed.
He is unclipping paper clips with his teeth and trying to take apart what there is to take apart and unfold. It needs to be unfolded.
A couple things happen here. I'd like you to roll a spot hidden for me. And once again, you can't really fail this. This just determines how long it takes you to uncover what is there to uncover. It's difficult for you to kind of pull off the paper clip, but when you do get it around, you can see in your kind of half blurry vision that it does in fact say Ruth. And there is in fact an address written in a hand that you recognize to be Ruth's current address on the back of this note. But the thing that strikes you as a bit funny is when you kind of knock the book and it lands open, it's signed, almost as if it's a gift, and it says, "To Elijah, from your uncle, Giovanni Bonaventure." And as you knock it over, and as Pope Deadpool has contributed, a razor blade pops from the spine and slides just about 1/4 of an inch out from the back of the leather. Something you could grab with your teeth.
Oh, I don't know anybody here by that name. I'm not in America. Also, thank you, Pope.
And I'm going to assume that you are going for the razor blade in the back of the book. And as you begin to pull, and this is not a big disposable, everybody, this is an old school length of a straight razor. So as it comes out, it exposes not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 inches of razored metal. And as it pulls free of the hardy book in which it was captured, much like Tom Sawyer, it is something that does its work with as little fuss as possible. And as you pull it out and have it in your teeth, we cut away from your scene. And we go instead to Sabella Ives. Sabella, as you were incarcerated, you saw Kate for a bit as the two of you were taken to a women's detention facility. And you were taken away from her and put into a area of confinement. Once again, your initial treatment was very humane. Meals were provided, your ability to be able to take care of yourself was provided. And I would like you to roll a luck roll for me, please.
Success.
Okay, so what ends up happening is you realize that on about the second or third day, before you have the chance to pass out, someone has tainted the food in which they were providing you. And as you begin to slip out, I will allow you to roll a spot hidden.
Extreme success.
Because it's an extreme, not only do you see, but you hear the voice of a man named Robert Meadham.
What does he say?
That's her. And as your world goes dark, you awake in a room very similar, though you would not know this, to Elijah Sawyer's. It is a room of plain stone with a welded grate on the floor used to either sluice urine in one form or another. Nothing else in this room. There is a door with a metal, small rectangular bars in it, and one entire wall, the far wall opposite the door, is a mirror. And you recognize immediately this is a mirror that can be viewed perfectly from the other side. It's a two-way mirror, and you are in a zoo.
Am I bound?
You are drugged, and I need you to roll a constitution check.
Success.
You're able to pull yourself to your feet. You are wearing what would basically constitute a slip. You have no shoes on, no socks. It is cold in this place as the stones themselves suck heat from your body. But standing up makes you immediately, the circulation begins to pump a bit. Everything seems foggy, Sabella, but what irritates you the most is you feel that shroud again. It seems that if your prior knowledge that was gleaned is to be believed, your grandfather is somewhere around here, and he is sapping your abilities.
This is fun. I'm gonna make my way over to the mirror.
Okay.
I don't have anything to. I'm gonna try to touch it real quick. See if anything happens.
You're able to put your hand against it. It feels cold. It feels like silvered. It's got the consistency that you would imagine of a regular mirror, but it also has that depth perception fog where you think you're going to touch it about a half a beat later than what you actually touch it. It's kind of like it has that false rise to it. Roll a listen check for me.
Fail.
You hear something, but you can't make it out. You would guess that there's probably somebody behind the mirror, but but you can't hear what's being said.
I'm gonna. Oh, so not in the mood. I'm going to fog it up and write "go to hell" in it backwards so they can see it real nice.
Sure. And as you are a librarian of unparalleled skill, there is no check required to expertly write this backwards, as "go to hell" is spelled out in the fog of your breath against the mirror. It is at that time that you hear the door open behind you, and when you turn and spin, half dozen men come in, all wearing padded, almost like flannel shirts that seem too thick for their bodies, as they all walk in with the buttons up to the top. And there is a man behind them, a man that you have come to know as Dr. Tanner. He comes in and take her, and he turns. And the 6 men are descending upon you, Sabella. What would you like to do?
I'm guessing I have tried this before. They wearing anything on their faces?
They are all wearing what looks like sunglasses.
Then I think scratching and clawing like a cat being put in the bathtub sounds pretty good.
Fuck yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
You go right ahead and roll me a fighting brawl.
Always goes so well. No.
Okay. I mean, you're able to kind of claw into these things,
Yeah.
but we're going to say that narratively, you know, they're all padded with what would essentially be what an orderly would wear in a sanitarium of the day. They are padded up. They have eye protection on to make sure that their vital areas can't be gouged out, can't have things thrown in it.
That's where she was probably going for, just to get like any vision.
Roll me a d4. You get 3 hit points of damage as one of them brings an elbow down against the back of your head. Do you continue to fight?
Yep.
I absolutely love it. Go ahead and roll again for me, a fighting brawl.
Okay, I think I'll just try to use that. I'm gonna use that advantage Dawn gave us.
Okay. So you may roll twice.
Yes!
And I'm going to let you keep the advantage. Go ahead and keep the advantage.
Thanks,
You succeeded.
Greg.
You get to keep it. Yeah, absolutely. No. This is a tough one. So you hit, and I would like you to roll a d4 as you return the favor to the one that hit you. Tell me how far you would like to sink your finger into the eye socket of...
Oh, it's probably the thumb, so let's go second knuckle.
Okay. So 2 knuckles deep as you bowling ball this guy as he screams and you push past the orb. You don't take his eye, but it's definitely a wound that's going to lay him up for quite some time.
She starts laughing.
Oh, I tell you what, you guys, there's another Olympian running around this prison. I think his name's Pope. Thank you very much, brother. As okay, roll another d4 as the rest of them descend on you.
Yep.
You take 2 more damage.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I need you to roll a strength check as they are coming into...
Might. No, I might use the advantage again. We'll see. Yeah. I will. 1!
Good call.
Okay, so you break free, and for a moment, Sabella, we're gonna say that you have broken free to the point where you can see the door that is open.
Bye.
That's a crit. So I mean, yeah. You pad out on your bare feet as they are slapping, as your head still ringing from the strikes that you have taken. And as you round out into the hallway, you see that there are doors similar to yours everywhere. And the men behind you, save the one that's grabbing at his eye, are following you out into this area. But what you also see are several other men dressed in the same fashion as they all turn and begin to descend upon you.
Cool. Is there any other way to go?
It seems this is like a north-south hallway. It's lined with cages similar
Are
to
they
yours.
wearing eye protection? The ones that weren't in my room?
Everybody in this area appears to be doing so.
Like they heard about me. Okay.
Your reputation precedes you.
Yes. Can I lock the door behind me from the outside at least?
As you go to close the door, I would need you to roll a strength check as you are going to close it just as the others kind of get there. It does have a handle on both sides. The lock, of course, would be on your side.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
You get it closed just as you start to feel the first of the guards pulling from the inside. You do see that there is a large latch that slides across. There's no key or anything like that. This is an archaic place, and you're able to slide it into place, locking the 6 around you. I need you to make a dodge roll as 2 fists come flying at you.
Success. Ah!
I need you to roll 2d4, please.
Whew.
Okay, so again, boom, these fists begin to fall on you as they are subduing you. Where are you currently at with your hit points?
17 of 26.
Okay, so do you wish to fight back as the 2 of them are hitting you and they are on you?
I'm gonna try to move and run to any door and unlatch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one would be the closest one across from you. This is going to be, let me see, what do I want you to run here? Do a dex for me, and it'll be a dex against them. Basically, lowest score is going to win here.
Okay.
This is where your feet get ripped out from underneath of you, and you begin to feel the weight of these large men on top of you as they are forcing your arms back behind you, and you feel the bindings begin to be lashed around as they secure you. They do not allow you to walk anymore as they heft you up between them, almost as if there was a spit to be had to string it around your arms, they would carry you on it. This is not comfortable. This is not fun. I need you to roll a sanity check as you are being drugged like an animal through this place.
Success.
Okay, you're able to kind of keep your mind about you as they are viciously pulling you, and you can hear the laughter of Dr. Tanner as you are led into a room. As you look around, you see a glass cylinder that rises about 15 feet into the air. There are wires corded and wrapped around this cylinder, and there is a scaffolding of steps that kind of curls around this area. And Pope, I've got you. I've got you here. So we're going to, these things will be coming due in quite some time. Thank you very much, my friend. You are helping the Olympians very, very much in this dire situation. They carry you up the steps, Sabella, and they throw you in the water. They do not unbind your hands. As you begin to sink, you realize that you are not going to be able to keep yourself above the water. But before you sink the full 15 feet to the bottom of the cylinder, you feel your feet touch some type of crate or box. And if you rise to your tiptoes, you can just press your face out of the top of the water. And you see Dr. Tanner come up to the lip, the edge. Well, this is exciting and fun. We're going to learn all about you, Miss Ives. All about you. Close it. and you see this plate slide. And as it circles over, about 2 inches are between you and this metal grate as you are put inside of this sensory deprivation tank. Here's the devil's bargain.
Cool. I love this.
I will allow you to take 1d8 sanity, immediate sanity loss, or I will allow you to roll for it. Now, you could succeed, but I will let you know that there are 3 rolls that you will have to succeed on. So you can either kind of succumb to the situation at the outset, take what the loss would give you, or Sabella Ives, you can fight.
I think I have set a precedent, so I guess we're rolling.
Okay. So as we leave the scene with Sabella barely able to kind of go up on her tippy toes and pop her lips and nose out of the water, I want you to roll your first sanity check. You will need a regular success on this one. A success is a success is a success. And for this moment, your mind does not splinter, it does not shatter, it remains your own as Sabella Ives fights. But now we must cut to somebody else, the last of the Olympians, as we cut to Kate O'Callahan. Kate, you were treated very humanely. Bit of a celebrity as you were kept on the outside of all of this, and you saw Sabella for a moment, and then she was gone. And I need you to roll a luck roll for me.
Fail.
And one evening, 2 evenings into your incarceration, as you were eating your dinner, you simply slumped over and fell out of your chair. This is the part where I was going to have everybody take off their headphones, but I'm not. Kate, you awake. You come awake in a room with no doors. There is a small grate on the floor, offset in the stone, for what looks like, again, the removal of waste. And far overhead, maybe 35, 40 feet, there is another, maybe 2 foot by 2 foot, welded grate. And on one far wall, the only thing that's different in this room of darkness is a 2-way mirror. And you can see a cell just like yours on the other side.
Am I bound?
Nope.
What am I wearing?
Something akin to a slip.
And I've just come to.
You've just come to. If you want to roll me a spot hidden, I can tell you more about what's going on.
I was just about to suggest that. Extreme success.
As you get to your feet, you realize that this area has no illumination, and any light that's coming into you is kind of being diffused through this wall of glass. And as you stand and kind of look at the area, Kate, you see that Sabella is lying on the floor of the other cell.
Fuck you, Greg. Fuck you, my friend. I walk over to the glass and tap on it.
It takes a few moments, but you see, whether it's from your tapping or just from whatever, the Sabella begins to stir, and as she stands up, she begins to walk over towards the mirror.
I keep tapping, and tapping out just some kind of a rhythm. I have no reason to expect that she would know Morse code. No, but nevertheless, I tap it out. I tap it out in Morse code. That it's Kate.
Okay, so as you're tapping that out, you see Sabella as she kind of cocks her head as if she hears something, but can't make out what it is. And for a moment, you see her place her hand against the glass.
I put my hand right in the same place on the glass.
You then see her pull away, and you see her over the glass, and in perfect penmanship, you see her write, "Go to hell." Make a sanity check for me.
Fail.
You lose 2 sanity as Sabella seems to dismiss you. A moment later, you see the door open behind her as she seemingly doesn't recognize it at first and begins to turn back, but you bear witness to the arrival of these 6 men as they come pouring into the area. You bear witness to her fight. You see her get hit in the back as they begin to spin around. Allison, what does Kate do during this?
Kate reaches down to the hem of this slip sort of thing that she's wearing and starts to tear off a strip all the way around, about maybe 6 inches wide. As she does, she moves over to the door of her own cell and puts her face up to the grate and starts to yell.
Your cell does not have a door.
Oh. What? Oh, fuck.
You have been buried alive, Kate O'Callahan.
She takes the strip that she's torn off and ties it, prepares to tie it around her head like a blindfold. But before she does, she's backing up as close as she can to the wall that's furthest from the mirrored wall.
Okay.
When she gets there, she finishes tying the blindfold, and she goes down onto one knee with her hands out in front of her like a sprinter. And she sprints full speed as hard as she can with her head down for that mirrored wall.
Roll a Constitution check for me as you meet the glass.
I'm going to use my advantage on this for what it got me.
Kate, you smash into the glass and you hit it so hard that for a moment in your dazed condition, you wonder if you got disoriented and actually hit the stone. It gives not a beat. And as you kind of smash and peel up it and begin to fall immediately back, dazed, slipping consciousness leaving you, You hit, and the hem kind of falls off as your blurred and tripled vision is revealed in front of you. I'd like you to roll a d8 for me, please.
Three.
You take 3, and you see as you hit, there is a noise made, but Sabella has already run out. As the men are banging on the door, you see that they are released, and as they proceed and rush out, a man comes through, a man whose name you do not know. He walks towards the glass and stands directly in front of it, not looking at you because he cannot see you. Miss O'Callahan, enjoy your stay. There won't be any water. There won't be any food. But you get to watch. And he turns and leaves.
Can I stand?
After a few moments, yes.
Can I do it again?
Absolutely. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. Or Constitution check.
Extreme success.
This time you hit it and you know it's coming and it's more of a shoulder lead into it, but it makes a sound like a drum, a boom, as you hit across of it. There's no splinters, no cracks, no spider webs appear along its length. But one thing does happen. As you kind of, I'm assuming, pull back and rear to get ready to go again.
Mm-hmm.
The glass in front of you begins to swirl and you lose vision of the room that is Sabella's. And up against the glass, you see a hand press from the other side. And then it comes through the glass. And a man wearing just pajama bottoms steps through the glass as he enters. Kate, I found you. It's Jack Parsons. I found one, Kate. I found one.
Jack. Jesus, I thought my head was a little bit harder than that. You can't be here, Jack.
I'm gonna get you out, Kate. I can get your friend out too. The book seller, the one you like so much. I can get her away too, but you gotta promise to go with me, Kate. Just for a little bit. They're gonna kill her, her friend. They're gonna take everything that she does that's special. And they're gonna kill her.
And you can get her away, Jack.
I can send her to one of your other friends. The con man or the doctor or the soldier. I promise if you come with me, Katie.
Send her. Jack, where are they? Do you know where they are?
You see those eyes that are the void, that are filled with stars. Somehow you can tell that they're kind of looking over your shoulder as if he's thinking, not the con man. Not the soldier. I'd send her to the soldier.
It was always like we had one mind, Jack, wasn't it?
That's why we were the best partners, Katie. Looking forward to doing it again.
I can stay here till it's over, right?
You gotta come with... I can't get you out of here unless you come with me, Katie. But just for a little bit. And I can get her out. I promise.
But Jack, I'll come with you, and it doesn't have to be for just a little bit. I can come for a while, but you got to let me come back here. I've got to help them. We got to finish this thing. You know what's at stake, Jack.
I know. And I won't hold on to you forever. I have to, just for a bit, to get you away. It's how it works, Katie.
I reach out and take him by the hand. All right, my friend. Let's go.
I'll send her to the soldier then. Okay, just put this on. And he hands you the necklace.
I put it over my head.
Jack Parsons smiles as he leads you through the glass. We cut back to Jerusalem as Dwight, you are running over the rooftops of the close-packed buildings in Jerusalem. You hear gunfire behind you as Rattan is apparently still putting up some type of fight. And as you leap across one of the small 2 or 3 foot distances between the buildings, you see a splash of water, and Sabella Ives crashes to the rooftop in front of you as you literally almost hit her.
Hi, Dwight.
I scoop her up.
Oh, what's that? What's going on?
I mean, like, you know, like, is he full stride, like coming at her?
You've got people coming at you. These loping creatures are everywhere.
But Sabella, he just literally like booms her up on his shoulder.
Right.
Like it's not even like a question anymore that this goofy shit happens.
Sabella's arms are still bound, and Sabella, as you are ripped from the area that you're in, I will have you make one more sanity check as you are taken from your area of torture. You don't give a shit about that. As you are able,
all the time.
No shits are given a day.
Right. So all of a sudden you are in a tank with 2 inches of air to breathe. The next thing you know, you're being carried by Dwight Burke across the streets or the rooftops of Jerusalem. Dwight, as you're running, I need you to make a jump roll as you are clearing a large jump coming up.
I will most certainly use my advantage on this if I have to.
Okay.
I took a lot of jumps. No, I did not. I did not take a lot of jumps.
Oh God, yeah, you. Yes, Dwight.
Dawn coming through with the advantages
I
here.
takes what you give me.
So
Dawn, thank you, brother.
with a jump, as your legs kind of pinwheel across as you're running in the air with Sabella on your shoulder, you hit and continue to run as you are able to put more and more distance between you, but you hear these four-legged beasts as they begin to creep and crash and get closer.
Sabella is behind. She's looking behind me, correct?
Yeah.
Sabella, we have monsters chasing us, or whatever the fuck they are.
What's
We got to get out of here. We have things chasing us right now, and we are being hunted. Just keep your eyes where they're coming behind us, as he is just darting to find anywhere kind of cover.
It's at this time that I would like to tell Sabella that the shroud has been lifted. You are hell and gone from where you were being shut down. You still have your damage done, but you can feel your power rush back as your mind is once again your own.
We are going to be a formidable force.
Dwight, because of the graciousness of Pope, please put your skill in jump up by 15.
Oh,
as you have been
Thank you,
gifted.
sir. Thank you.
Okay, as I'm looking behind us, I'm going to, anything that comes within eye line, I will just be ready for.
Yeah, Dwight's booking. He's looking for anything that he can, previous experience, does he think that they can scent us?
It was in Spain. It was really, really different as far as what you guys were able to do. But I will tell you this: as the two of you, this is going to be a moment longer than what we have in this session. But for this moment in time, the Olympians known as Sabella Ives and Dwight Burke are together on the rooftops of Jerusalem. They are at full power, or thereabouts. And if there are no fucks given this night, there are plenty of asses that need kicked, as two Olympians are not always better than one. They're always better than one. So as you two spin, we are going to cut to the laboratory of one Dr. Greta von Krause. And Greta, as you are made aware of the name of the person coming to get you, it is later that night that Oppenheimer brings you all of your gear. In fact, everybody that they bring you all of your gear and apparently someone else's gear.
Oh?
Yes, as the gear that is brought in, one of them in particular seems to be a small square pack. It is something that you originally saw Thomas wear. You had since seen Kate with it. It is the jetpack.
Jetpack.
That was created by one of our Olympians a long time ago.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm gonna get straight to work synthesizing, or finishing, now that I have materials, I can make a few inoculations, against the plague.
Okay.
I'm gonna just immediately just like an antivirus, just give it to me right away, so I don't even have to worry about it. And
do you give any to Oppenheimer?
I will give one to Oppenheimer. And yeah, I'll just finish up that work on the plague bomb I've been writing notes on all day.
Well, I was going to say, if you're writing all that up, as soon as Oppenheimer would get back, he would immediately recognize that this has nothing to do with what you're working on. And he would look around and he'd say, this is biological. What are you doing?
I told you I was working on some knockout gas.
This is not, this is...
Yeah, take this, and I just shoot him up with the inoculation serum.
What are you... My God, are they right? Are you a criminal?
I'm not a criminal yet.
Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
It's true, she's not one yet. Persuade. I am gonna use my advantage because it's not fucking worth it on a 10% chance. Yeah, no.
Oppenheimer begins to back away from you. Oh my God. Oh my God. They told me and I didn't listen.
I'm not going to use it
Shit.
unless they try to stop me from leaving the country. It is a last-ditch effort. I have the cure. I have written it down.
This could kill the whole city! He points to your equations.
Not if you have the cure.
They don't have the cure.
I am giving you the cure. I hold out a vial.
We would have to synthesize thousands. How many people would die?
It takes a week before anyone even really feels the full effects. No one would die. You have plenty of time to synthesize. I am using it as a last-ditch negotiation effort because I am terrible at talking to people.
First off, Greta, you would know that is utter bullshit because there's no way they could synthesize this without the use of that.
They're working with
box.
Caduceus. She assumes they're working with Caduceus. She assumes they have access. Because she assumes
But
all
Oppenheimer
governments
doesn't
are
know that.
forbidden.
Right.
Yeah.
No. He starts to back towards the door.
I don't dislike you. That is saying a lot for me. So,
Oh my god. His eyes are locked on the chalkboards. Oh my god. Children will die first in the Oh my god. This could kill everyone.
Can I try to knock him out?
Sure, yeah. How are you gonna do this? Because he's gonna dodge the shit out of this because he doesn't trust you at all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to go for a chokehold. Like, with the blood vessels, because that passes you out way faster than choking off the air supply. Don't ask me how. It's fine.
Okay, so you're going for like a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
Okay, roll your strength check as you come in.
Oh, not a fighting brawl, Greg?
Oh, yeah, sure. Roll me a fighting brawl. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I like that.
Like, oh my fucking god!
Pachow! And with this incredibly ineffectual move, Oppenheimer sees you coming, ducks under your arms, and moves and opens the door and turns to look at you as he's closing the door behind him. And that's when you see something smash across his face. As
What do
he
I see?
falls, he
Can I make a
sees...
spot hidden?
Yeah, roll spot hidden.
Oh, I succeeded on that one.
Looks like something like a club, maybe a nightstick. And
Okay.
you see Oppenheimer drop in. His jaw is obviously broken as he lands
Well-
completely unconscious, half in the room, half out of the room.
I run over and grab my hypo syringe, the fancy, nice two-port one that the Dietrichs gave me, and I'm gonna load that shit up with some of the muscle melting one, and just two of the muscle melting ones.
Okay. And as he lands there, you see stepping in through the door, and you're not hiding, right? You're just kind of getting ready to fight.
No, I'm making sure I'm ready. She's not gonna take the time to try and hide. She's just like, load it up. We're good. Just sticking stuff in pockets. Like, this is all of my shit that I brought with me. Okay.
And of course, stepping over the body of Dr. Oppenheimer, you see Joseph Dietrich.
Which one are you?
As he turns and steps over and looks, he has that decidedly severe look. But then you realize it's concern. I've never done that before. I'm not the fighting one. I'm not the spy one. I'm the doctor one. And you
Psychoanalysis!
go right ahead, yeah.
Yeah.
It's him. It's the It's the guy you worked beside for weeks in Castle Dietrich. Somehow he made it in here as he...
Drag the body, and I thought I was going to have to kill you.
I came to rescue you.
But bring him in so we can talk about it. So you could have a
Is-
body hanging halfway out into the hallway.
Is
Help
it
me
Dr.
grab things.
Oppenheimer?
This is Dr. Oppenheimer.
Jesus Christ, I just knocked out Dr. Oppenheimer.
You did.
He goes,
I was making a biological weapon, and he didn't like it. So we'll leave an apology note. It'll be fine.
he turns and looks at the chalkboard before he goes out and gets Oppenheimer and goes, oh my God, you were making a biological weapon.
Everyone was dead. I was a negotiation method.
This is a weapon. I just knocked out Dr. Oppenheimer. Okay. He goes over and
What do
starts. He goes in and drags him out. So yeah, as he pulls over and he stands up and pulls himself up to his full, 6'2" Dietrich, and he looks at you and he says, I've come to rescue you.
Obviously. You was the one who've been negotiating my release because I thought it was the bad Dietrichs with
Oh no, they're here too, but they think
they are here
I'm
too.
them.
Oh.
Because we look so like, come on, we got to go.
I see. We should get hats. Here, and she's
a
just
good
gonna
idea.
hand him some of her equipment, like the stuff she hasn't shoved in her bag, like extra.
Yeah,
of the
and
serum.
so, and so like a friend at the mall when somebody else is trying on something, he just starts taking all of your stuff as he's carrying your stuff, and you guys begin to.
The bad news is that Sabella, Kate, and Sawyer, is dead. They were murdered trying to escape. So it's just
No,
us.
they're not.
The what?
No, they're not. No, not at all. They're just being kept somewhere else. Come on.
That is why I was making a biological weapon.
He pulls himself up again. I know a lot. Come with me.
Well, the good news is we have it in case we need it. And I'll just put it in my pocket.
Okay. So as you load up a city-killing device in
Real
your
quick,
fucking
I'm gonna
pocket,
get the chalkboard eraser and just go.
he helps. He's
Okay.
helping. Yes, they know any of this. This is terrible. They will kill us both.
It is very bad. I don't worry. I made enough inoculations. If you will be fine, and I'll just shoot Oppenheimer up with one just in case before we leave, and just put him in my little broom closet that I sleep in, with a note saying, "Sorry, I'm not really bad.
Hey,
I doubt
thank
you'll
you,
believe
everybody.
me, but
Thank you, everybody, for the raid. We are currently playing some Pulp Cthulhu in 1933. Joining in the fun, we have Nazis, biological agents that could kill London, and apparently happy-go-lucky mass murderers that are on our team. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Lindy, as Dr. Greta von Krause is being ushered out.
yeah, scribbled a quick note of apology to Oppenheimer. With the cure, just in case.
His jaw is definitely broken.
Yeah.
And as you guys creep out and you start going through the dark, you haven't been this far into this facility.
No, I haven't.
And as it's getting darker, you hear coming up from the other direction without the need for a listen roll, the voice of Joseph Dietrich saying, "So is she just this way?" And your Dietrich turns to you and goes, "That's not me. I'm here by myself." Well,
Oh shit, Sherlock. This is not you. This is not
Sherlock Holmes, I understand that one.
Yeah,
I'm not the reading one.
I've been learning.
Okay, let's go this way. I don't know. And then you guys creep off into the darkness.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to creep on over
They're still
to...
alive. We have to get some out, at least a light. Yeah, I don't care.
We're going to creep
They wanted to
over
go-
to Strider. Strider, Elijah is on the floor. You have the straight razor in your teeth. And we are going to say that over the course of the last several minutes, you were able to free yourself, getting first your arms by popping the shoulder out, and you were able to kind of pull up and cut your, blood's trickling from a cut as you were able to free yourself. But with the straight razor gifted to you by Pope, you are now naked in your jail cell. The door is in front of you.
What was that you said about happy-go-lucky mass murderers? Let's do this.
Okay. So you have the straight razor, the Tom Sawyer book, some severed rope and nothing else. And you're heading for the door of your jail cell, which is unlocked.
Why? All right, he's gonna tear off the little note and back cover that has Ruth's address on it. You carry that with him. Straight razor in right hand. Going to try to be stealthy. Creak open the door and see what he can see, and try to get a understanding of his surroundings.
Roll spot hidden for me. As you walk out into the hallway, you see that there is a guard maybe 20 feet away with his back to you.
I have a phone alarm going off. One sec.
He turns and recognizes it. He immediately kills you. Elijah Sawyer's dead.
Rip.
All right, thank you for killing me and being patient.
You're welcome.
Towards am I towards the end of a hall? There's only one way to go, or does it stretch in both directions?
It once again, it's one of those kind of north-south hallways that appears to be kind of a cell blocky type of area. There is, descends into darkness in the opposite direction, but in the direction that you're looking, the guards there, and there does seem to be a kind of a pool of electric light a little bit further beyond. You don't see any light coming from the other direction.
Is it well lit enough, or poorly lit enough, I suppose, that with a well-placed stealth roll I could get up towards that guard? Or is it well lit around him? If not, I can try to me.
I'll give you a freebie. Hell yeah, you can sneak up on him.
Oh, I don't think I've rolled stealth yet in this campaign. If you don't mind, I'm going to try.
Welcome to Season 4.
A hard success.
Okay, so you creep up and you get to the point where you are an arm's reach behind him.
The strategy is going to be to hop up, slit the throat with the straight razor, tackle him and drag him into that cell, put his clothes on, and then go from there.
Okay, so with that stealth roll, I would like you to make and this is going to be for a crit attack if you succeed at all. I want you to make a fighting brawl with advantage, because this guy has no clue you're coming.
I have a 72, and I failed both times. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 5 little luck points.
Okay.
Because I want this.
So with 5 luck points spent, you are able to drag the razor deep across the throat as you leap up and kind of keep any type of sound from coming from this doomed guard. And as you do so, the only thing that does happen is the guard's able to kind of shift beneath you as everything gets slick with his blood. And as he turns, it sprays in an arc, covering the battered and bruised face of Elijah Sawyer. And as Elijah stares into this man's dying eyes, what does he do?
He covers his mouth and just, no, it's quiet, it'll be over. You're fine. Almost done. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
And with the gentle lullaby of Elijah Sawyer, the man does in fact go to sleep. But Elijah, as you are standing there naked with a straight razor, Tom Sawyer under your arm, and covered in blood, you strike a very macabre pose. What would you now like to do?
Well, there's not too many people around here. He's just gonna... Is this guy also wearing the puffy clothes you were describing earlier? Or is it just a guard uniform?
Yes. It's a general armor that they're all wearing, these kind of puffy flannel shirts and kind of quilted garb that's used to help, from nails and things like that. Not real great with straight razors.
Gonna try to rip that off and just put that on him as fast as he can.
Yep, you're able to get it on. The shirt, of course, the top part of it is dark with the blood of the man that you just, cut his throat. But you are able to get it on quickly, and you do see now that that globe of electric light that was in the distance is a door. It looks like a door out.
Gonna head over there. Stealthfully, I might add, if you can.
Let's roll that stealth then. It's second time. Look at us just stealthing it up.
Oh, success.
You are stealthily able to get over to the door, and you find in your new pockets a ring of keys attached to the belt that you put on. And within a few seconds, you're able to find the one that opens this door. It is now open.
What is on the other side of this door?
As you creak and open up, it looks like there is a quad area, or an area between several buildings. It is not lit as if it were a prison. It's lit as if it were like a university, with the buildings holding illumination, but not the quad itself. There are plenty of shadows in which to jump and dive. The guards themselves seem to be, once again, this is not a military installation, nor is it a police installation, as they are loosely walking around, and you can see pockets of people dressed in the same way, smoking, and they're not expecting a prison break.
Elijah Sawyer's going to fold up the little straight razor, if it's that kind. He's gonna, or just pocket it and palm it in his hand. He's gonna fling the door open extravagantly and sprint out into the middle of the quad. He's yelling at the top of his lungs, I need help! The prisoner! Out! Help!
As soon as you pop out and start saying something, a couple people look from across the quad and look, and you realize that there in the deepest part of the shadows off to the side is another guard. And that guard says, "Why are you yelling?" And when you turn to look, you see the face of John Dillinger. "Ready to go?"
Oh, yes, nah. Sure. Here I am thinking I had to do this all on my own.
You're doing a good job. It was nice. And with John Dillinger with you, sent by Giovanni Bonaventure, the made man, one of the many made faces of Elijah Sawyer, pays off, as the mob always comes for its own, especially those that are made. But before we end this little session, I want to creep one last place. We are in a beach house on Malibu. It's beautiful. For 1933, it's not luxurious as much as it is a sign of wealth to come. It is a sign of promise, of hope. A modest house, the house of Jack Parsons. And Allison, Kate, kind of comes to, and she's sitting in a chair, and she hears the door open, and Jack rushes in, and before you have a chance to do anything, he leans down and kisses you. "Katie, you're here. Finally here." I'd like you to make a power check for me, Kate.
As a reminder, since it's been so long since we were together, I get advantage on all power checks.
Correct.
Oops, wrong button. But nevertheless.
No, you would have made it anyway. Yep, I'll take the... So, as you are able to kind of fight off for a second this encroaching comfort that you felt, that you should be here, you realize you shouldn't be here. And without letting you attempt to move, Jack kind of hunkers down into your field of vision, and he says, "It's gonna be great, Katie. Everything we've always ever wanted. This was the one. I found it. I found the window where we're happy and we're in love." Make a spot hidden check for me.
success.
Kate, you look around and you recognize this place for exactly as you remembered it. You've been to Jack Parsons' house. But there's something that strikes you as odd, and you're not sure exactly what it is until you kind of focus a bit. But the different levels here in his Malibu home, one of them like a raised step that goes to the kitchen and then lowers into the living area that overlooks the ocean, and then rises again by a step into the back. Instead of the steps that were there before, there are ramps. And as you stop and look down, you see the wheelchair that you are in. And Jack says, "This is the only one I could find, Katie. You hurt yourself when you were a little girl in this one, and but we're gonna make it work, I promise, Katie. Just a few years. Just a few years." And that's where we're going to end this episode of Project Athena. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Are you really sure we're not going to play for like another 2 hours, Greg?
Yeah, I think we have another 2 hours in us.
I think we have another 2 hours. This is just like our intermission.
That was fun. Boy, oh boy, I love that. Had a great time getting back with my beloved Olympians. Let's go back again in, let's do reverse order. We'll start with Dr. Greta Von Krause. Lindy, how did you like your return to 1933?
It was good. It was good. I mean, Greta thought all her friends were dead. Well, Greta thought Sawyer was dead and made a biological weapon to take out Europe because of it. So there's that. And then she was also upset that Sabella was gone. Yeah, that was real great. I'm excited to see what happens next week because Sabella's in Jerusalem. We don't know where Kate is, and I'm sure that the Mafia and Elijah are going to meet up with Dr. Dietrich and Greta and be like, what do we do? And it's going to be great. We're going to have to get off, the UK. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. In the meanwhile, you can find me super wine drunk like I am right now on social media as Laugh Love Lindy. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff, because this bottle was like 3/4 full when I started, but I needed a coping mechanism, Greg. I blame you for this, but it's great. I can't wait for next week. Is it Sunday yet?
Fantastic, my friend, fantastic. And everybody, please follow Lindy in chat. She is here, she is there, she is everywhere. And like I say on all of my shows that I'm involved with, I am blessed to be surrounded by great people. If I throw the link in chat, they are great people and you should follow them to make your lives better, happier, and safer. As we skip over to my dear friend, Allison. I pray is still my dear friend. Allison, how did you enjoy your return to 1933?
Well, you finally did it. You finally made me cry. Nice job. It's good to be back, folks. Thanks so much, chat, for all of your support and Pope especially. I'm gonna find a time to use that little gift that you sent me. Don't you worry. Until then, you can find me on Twitter trying to distract Greg from keep thinking up new ways to torture me at Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y, and learn about all the other stuff that I'm doing there, especially another amazing show that's just launched on this channel, May Black Roses Bloom, a D&D 5e campaign in the worlds of Dragonlance and Ravenloft. It's incredibly exciting, and you're able to catch us just at the beginning. So pick up a couple of episodes on VOD and join us on Wednesday nights. Thanks, everyone. Mwah.
Fantastic, fantastic, my friend. And then we will jump straight up to the man that was running along the Jerusalem rooftops by himself, and then with a passenger. Steve, how are you doing, my friend? And how did Dwight enjoy his return to 1933?
I'm fine. I just keep going over my head, buddy, that we're just getting started. I can't believe it's close to the end because I'm ready. I'm getting revved up, and I love what we've done. I love where we're going. You know, I mean, there's some crazy shit's going on. You have literally stepped. If there's a level, you went that. You just literally took a whole like flight of stairs up to that next level. It is that good, brother. You deserve it all because you have created this, and I am just everybody everything that's put together is amazing, and I love it. I cannot wait to see what happens. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to kill. I'll kill anything in front of me. I'll kill anything behind me. I'll kill anything from the side of me. So let's just do this. I love it. And you know, you always talk about 2018 being a shitty. We need more love in the world. So, and I love all of you. So let's everybody come together. Like the song, "Come Together."
That's right.
Finish it. See you later.
Absolutely,
Smell
brother.
ya.
Everybody, links in chat. Please follow Steve. Like you said, we need more love in the world. He's full of it. He has it all to give, everybody. Sign up with him and you will have some fun each and every. As we drop up to my good man, Strider. Strider, how are you doing, brother? And a hell of a job with Elijah, man. Getting out of that scrape.
Yeah, hey, look here. Prison Break. I get to mark that off my tabletop bucket list. I had a blast playing Metal Gear Sawyer tonight. Best part was probably muted Lauren. She is so expressive and emoting so clearly, it's almost like I can still hear her. But all of this, that's what happens when we don't have crits. We kick ass and chat still has our back. My name is Strider. I do silly voices, and you can catch me right here same time next week.
Fantastic. Strider's link is in chat. Please follow him up as we skip over, last but certainly not least, to the fighter extraordinaire for this episode, the thumber of eyes, and now the tag team partner of one Dwight Burke in Jerusalem. Lauren, how are you doing, my friend? And welcome back to 1933.
This is my favorite thing to do in the entire world. Period. End of story. I'm so happy we're back. That's all I have to say. Thanks, Greg. I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter. I play games on the internet with my friends. These people and other people. Tomorrow I'm on Scraticus's channel at 6 p.m. Eastern playing some D&D 5e set in Eberron. So that's my next thing. And then I just can't wait to be back. I just can't wait.
Fantastic, fantastic. And everybody, thank you very much for all the contributions. Don, for the advantage that came in clutch a couple times for these people. And for Pope, I'm going to tell you what, my friend, if we didn't see something pop in this week, there is an amalgamation coming next week. I wanted to make sure I gave it its proper due. And here on the channel, whenever we have somebody that wants to really affect the story, I want to make sure that there is a lasting imprint. So all the boons that were given to both Greta and to Kate and the things that we have coming into play for NPCs, they'll be here. And I'm going to give them their due next week whenever they pop up. Chat, it's been amazing. Anybody that wishes to see more of this group, and of course any of the groups that we have here on the channel, the aforementioned May Black Roses Bloom has just started here every Wednesday night at 8. This Wednesday it'll be at 9, so we can have some fun with the Halloween Halloween witching hour. May Black Roses Bloom with DM Donathan Fry, who's been in chat. We also have Invisible Sun starting this Friday at 9 p.m. with GM Grant Ellis, and Lindy. And we also have Project Kronos coming back, which is another Pulp Cthulhu show with Dawn, with Kiana, with all their favorite people was Summer and all the other Olympians kind of creep in to tell a alternate tale that seems to be going on in the same world of which you just watched. And then we have Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which I will be DMing, and it'll be starting in about 2 or 3 weeks as we delve into Wizards of the Coast's brand new offering. And then this January, we have a Cypher Systems extravaganza, If on a Winter's Night, set in the world of Highlander. It is going to be fun. My brother is writing a version of Princes of the Universe for us. It should be super great. And then, sometime in 2019, a campaign by our very own Lauren. We will see what that will be, but stay tuned, hit follow, everybody. We love you very, very much, and as I like to say, if 2018 has got you down, well, by God, show up here every Sunday and join us in 1933. There's eldritch horrors, but there's also laughs, and we tend to think of ourselves as decent people when we're not setting off biological plagues in the city of London. But
What?
until What?
What?
But until
He's
next
alive.
week, everybody.
I'm gonna explode it.
Right, it never went off. Yeah, never charged.
It's the thought that counts.
Exactly. It's an option. When it's an option, it's almost the same thing. But everybody, please take care of yourselves. Next time we go live, I love to see faces in here that we all know and love. Join you next time. But until we meet again, everyone, stay safe.